A warm welcome to you, sir.
Yeah.
The same time, Dr. Karnakara sir is not getting lines, but in spite, on behalf of all of us, a warm welcome to Dr. Karnakara also. And all the dignitaries here, thank you so much for joining us because it's a very interesting topic. KPME Act. The mild negligence can trouble us in our careers as well. So, such an interesting topic. This topic was selected from the Public Health Subcommittee. So, hope all of you have a lot of queries so that Dr. Sandeep Prabhu is our guest speaker who will clarify our doubts so that we can have a very peaceful practice in the coming days as well. Now, I request Rajendra Prasad sir to do IMA prayer. Sir, over to you.
IMA prayer. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆರೋಗ್ಯವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋವಿನಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ದುಃಖದಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಸೆ ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನು ಮೀರಿ ಗುಣಪಡಿಸುವವರು ನಾವಾಗಿರಲಿ.
Thank you so much, sir, Dr. Rajendra Prasad sir. Now I request our Honorable President, Dr. Srinivas sir, to address us.
So, good evening, everyone. So, Dr. Padma Prakash is there. She is doing very actively involving with all these activities. And our Karnakar, our Honorable Secretary, anytime is coming. And our past presidents are there. Dr. Suresh Purwar sir, after a long time I am seeing him. And Dr. I think Dr. Karnakar joined. I think Karnakar.
ಸರ್ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಹೇಳಿ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಅದೇ ಐಎಂಎ ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಈಗ?
ಇರ್ಲಿ ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ವಿಲ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಸರ್.
ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. So I am inviting all the past presidents here. Dr. Madhusudan Kaidur also is there, and other dignitaries. Dr. Suresh Kagalkar is there. Dr. Indra Mound, Vice President Dr. Pawan Kumar Patil is there. Pawan Kumar is there, and so other candidates. I am seeing Dr. Anuradha, Dr. Syed, Dr. Putswami Goda. So anyhow, so I am sorry anybody I missed, please pardon me. And directly I am so requesting our Dr. Padma Prakash to start program. Only few words means you know that KPME is the most important topic, and your lot of discussions happened in CB, our Central Working Committee meeting also. And every time I am getting a lot of questions regarding KPME. Lot of, especially every week, 3 or 4 questions I am getting from the members. And especially when I been to Madhugiri, lot of questions asked, especially in Madhugiri, about KPME, what we should do. So much harassment will be there for us. We don't know, and all. This type of harassment, we don't know when it will stop, especially from the KPME and PCPNDT. Almost 1 hour they asked me, especially in Madhugiri. These are the problems is happening. And if especially legal aspects, we have to be very much thorough. That is the most important aspect. That way everybody should know about what is PCPNDT, what is KPME, what are the rules will be there, all these aspects. And whatever he spoke, Sandeep Prabhu, especially our state Central Working Committee meeting, and it's very well appreciated all over India. So I have to congratulate him also for that. Even our president, national president, directly asked me, directly conveyed this, that he definitely has done very well. We convey my thanks to him, all these aspects he was asking, especially Sandeep Prabhu. Anyhow, so he almost is very much thorough in this, especially KPME. He is definitely answer all your queries. Definitely. Feel free to ask questions to him. You can directly ask questions and you can get the answer from him also. So I request our chairman, Dr. Padma Prakash, to continue this. Thank you, madam. You can continue.
Thank you for your kind words. Ignorance of law can put anyone in deep trouble. As always, we are aware of that. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Sandeep Prabhu, the guest speaker for today's occasion. Dr. Sandeep Prabhu completed his MBBS from NRMC Gulbarga, DLO from JNMC Belgaum. He is now at present he is a Central Working Committee member 23-24. He's been trained otoneurology from Germany. He is as well a chairman of anti-quackery subcommittee. Of the latest, we had PPT from him at our IMA KSB headquarters, Bangalore. So he's a member of IMA KSB legal committee. Presently is practicing at Dharwad. On behalf of IMA KSB subcommittee, public health subcommittee, when I invited him to be as a guest speaker for today's occasion, he accepted. Thank you so much, sir, for your presence here. So now I would like to invite Dr. Sandeep Prabhu to go ahead with the program. Thank you so much, sir.
Good evening, madam. Thank you for the introduction, madam. I would like to thank our President, Dr. Srinivas, sir, for these kind words and appreciation of what had occurred in the CWC meeting at Chennai. Thank you, sir. I also thank all the past presidents for joining in for this program, as well as all the other people who have joined for today's discussion. I hope it will be a very fruitful discussion. So I would like to start basically, I'm looking at the list, all are seasoned people from IMA who know what is KPMA, so basic introduction may not be necessary. KPMA basically started in 2007. It is the Karnataka Private Medical Establishment Act. Basically, it was formulated in 2007, gazetted and implemented from 2010. There is a lot of confusion regarding why this act had come in. So I think most of them know, but a few people might be new, and let it be very clear that basically our past Chief Minister, Mr. Kumaraswamy, when he was passing through Chitradurga, he saw a large gathering of people when there was a chikungunya wave at that time. So when he saw that so many people of chikungunya, there was a large gathering, and he saw people were sleeping on the field with all the saline bottles which was attached to the tree and to the bullock carts and other things. So when they saw that, he said, like, why is this being done when there is a government hospital and other features can be given? So they said, and he asked the police to book a case, wherein they said there is no clause under which we can book. So it was his formulation of the act in 2007, in which a lot of people had given inputs regarding that, including the IMA from that time, and even our LH Bidri sir from Bijapur, and our lot of people from Hubli, other people gave their inputs, and basically the act was formulated. 2010, it was a mild act, and it was going on, and 2007, it was amended. Actually, to be very frank, this act existed since almost 1976. It was basically a nursing home regulation act. At that time, again, they went to the court, and Mr. Rama Joyce was the lawyer for the IMA, and he got a stay. And subsequently, till 2007, from 1976 to 2007, there was a big lacuna regarding the hospital regulations. So why I'm telling you the history is, this act is not a new act which has been overnight crept into our system that people are so resentful. It was there since 1976. Again, it has been formulated 2010, amended in 2017, and there is scope for future amendment also. The KPMA Act was basically brought out to regulate the quacks. It is to basically to give a guideline for health care to the public. So what are the minimum standards? There is a standards committee, there is a costing committee, there is ethics committee. There are different committees within the KPMA Act which were supposed to be functioning and give an optimum well-being to the patients as well as to the doctors. The doctors in the form of protection from the quacks and to eliminate quackery. But our misfortune is, every government, irrespective of the party, has only used this as a stick to beat us down and to force unpleasant things down our throat rather than to prosecute a single quack. It is with great pain I tell that basically since 2010 to 2024, it has been around 14 years. Only cases which have been registered are against qualified doctors out of political vendetta or out of authoritarian excesses, rather than has any quack been booked under this act properly. I should not forget the great contribution of Dr. Mohan Appaji from Madikeri, who was one of the first to bring up the act again and see that the alternate medicine people who were practicing there, again, he was the past anti-quackery chairman, and it was his case which brought up my interest in the KPMA Act. We all know that registration of our hospitals is compulsory. But what bothers me more is we are now merely into a process of registration, paying of the fees, getting the KPMA number and practicing. The government is not bothering even a single day to use the act for the purpose which is meant for. So what is the purpose? Purpose is to basically regulate the quacks. In spite of them, in spite of 3 High Court orders which have asked the DHOs to register a case against the quacks. First is from Tumkur, second is from Dharwad, third is again is from Kolar. So three places, 3 High Court judgments we have, which have been wherein the DHOs have been asked to register a case and forward it to the court. But the DHO being the secretary and DC being the chairman of the KPMA, till today, we do not have a single case which has proceeded to court. The fallacy of the act is, in the Athani case, where there were 2 Ayurvedic people who operated on a case and there was death, the police have used the KPMA Act for prosecution, and the court, with its due ignorance, has prosecuted them under KPMA in an act which is filed by the police and not by anybody else. So there is a multitude of confusion, multitude of problems, multitude of other things which are plaguing the system. The government doesn't show even the least interest in regulating them, whereas it has all the concerns in regulating the hospitals. We commonly get a query regarding the various things in the hospital. Sir, this person comes and he has asked me this thing, that thing. See, everything is in the act, and the act is not a very big act. There are, I think, 52 pages in it, and out of it, I think around 20 pages are relevant for us. Being doctors, being one of the cream of the intelligent society, intelligent people in the society, I request every doctor to go through the act once or twice in a year so that you understand what are the rules and regulations. It becomes very sad for me to say, I get a call from even the district health officers of many districts as to, sir, how can we prosecute them? Because there is no standard SOP for prosecution, and we have given already to the health and family welfare officers as to a standard protocol in which how it has to move, but things are not moving. So the meaning for which the KPMA was meant for is not being fulfilled. It has become a beating stick, a threatening instrument, as well as something which is used to make the doctors a bit frightened about what can happen and various queries which occurs in the minds of the doctors. So in the KPMA, I would like to say a few points. Many people say, when I was, there was a question from Bangalore district, they said, sir, in our districts, almost out of so many hospitals, I think around half of them are not registered. I say, even you can do it without a KPMA registration. Nobody is going to come and bother you until and unless, one, they know you are not registered, they may come and ask you. Second, if there is a death or if there is any trouble, the police will definitely take you. First question asked is, do you have a registration? So the registration doesn't mean it absolves you for anything, but it provides you legal safety for future course of actions. If in a small clinic, basically bigger hospitals due to insurance and other regulation, most of them have taken. Smaller clinics, many people practicing in their houses or in their shed or in their car garage. There is a trend to do so in many places. They just say, oh, I am a qualified doctor. I was a professor for 30 years. Now I'm practicing. Why do I require the KPMA and other things? Irrespective of your qualification, irrespective of anything, if you don't have a KPMA registration, you are a quack. And the KPMA registration should be renewed well in advance, that is 3 months before the expiry. You should update all the documents, how to upload, what is uploading, that is a different portal issue. We can take that up as a separate topic in a different session. Here I will go on stressing point wise as to why you should have and what we should do. Number 2, the KPMA Act, there is a lot of confusion regarding, even we had the other day that CGHS charges will be applied to us by the Supreme Court and all the fear. There was also a debate regarding the Rajasthan KPMA, the Rajasthan Medical Establishment Regulation Act, in which it was said that it is very draconian, anybody can come in, we are suffering and all that. Nothing has happened. Everything is going on. Even in our KPMA Act, it says we should not deny treatment to a few emergencies, that is road traffic accidents, any sort of burn victims, any sort of suicidal problems, any sort of acid attacks, or even snake bites. Certain basic things. It doesn't mean you have to do extreme things like there we all say, sir, non ophthalmologist, nan en madli. Only thing you call 108. So you call the ambulance first. Secondly, you will just stabilize the patient till he is coming and you shift the patient. There is no compulsion on you to do anything. If you have the facilities, do it, because it's a genuine emergency. Otherwise, you are only providing the first aid till it is shifted. So the compulsion to act under KPMA, once a registered establishment is there, is in a few basic emergency conditions and not in other conditions. The capping of the rates in a capitalistic country like us, where a fundamental right guarantees you certain things and where intellectual property is not the right of the government, here definitely rate capping is not a valid instrument. But if you are registered with the government insurance and you are doing any sort of insurance related practices at an agreed rate with the government, then your rate is capped for the patients who come under the insurance and not for others. If the rate is low, please do not join the schemes. We have never asked you to join the schemes. We hear commonly that there is a lot of copay system which is being done, many a times illegally, many a times legally. These both things amount to a corruption in the private sector, which is not appreciated by the IMA KSB. If the scheme is unviable, please do not take up the scheme, so that basically it will protect you from any sort of future actions against regarding the copay system which has been taking place. And I would like to also inform all the members who are here that the tax authorities are in good knowledge that the system is running. They are also in many consultations at many levels. It has been, they know what is happening, but they are silent for some reasons which is known to them. Regarding, there was a question very recently, even in the Central Working Committee, regarding Ayushman Digital Mission and Ayushman Bharat. Here, I would not like to elaborate very much in detail, but I will say both these schemes are not compulsory. The central website says it is optional and it is not mandatory. There are a lot of issues regarding digital security, digital privacy, obscurement of the doctor's identity, whether the patients can be diverted, how the data is to be stored, and we still do not know anything regarding a lot of questions. And before a policy is made, all the stakeholders have to be consulted, including IMA has not been called for a single meeting, but has been but we have been asked to register under ABDM all frivolous instances, and IMA KSB has strongly protested. So there is no compulsion for anyone to register with these schemes, irrespective of your political inclinations. That, let me make it very clear, it is not compulsory. Sorry, it is not compulsory, but still an optional measure. And regarding one more thing which is very much prevalent or which is other thing which is bothering everyone is the cashless everywhere scheme, wherein at the Central Working Committee, they have also said that cashless everywhere is not a correct scheme with not clear defined charges, and capping of the charges are not acceptable. So we should not accept cashless everywhere under the present rates. Regarding, I would like to say one more thing, because a lot of past presidents and IMA members from various districts are there. Please insist on having a district registration and grievance committee in your districts. The formation of the district registration committee, you can contact me anytime if you need any more information. But for the basics, I will tell you. It consists of one, the chairman, who is the district commissioner. Second, the secretary, who is the DHO. Third, there is a district Ayush officer. The fourth one is IMA representative, not the IMA president. Please be very careful and note this. It is the IMA representative and not the IMA president. Number 5 is a representative from any other organization. In our terms, it was thought that as IMA is there, let this go to any other organization, either to Ayush or to Combined Head Hospital Association like FANA or anybody in Bangalore or something. But in discussion with Mr. Vivek Dorai, who is our Joint Director for KPMA, he says that IMA itself can contest, because one seat is compulsory going to the IMA. Second, IMA can also contest for the second seat. So now the second seat goes to a registered medical organization of registered medical establishments, which has the largest number. IMA cannot become the second party as per my interpretation, because IMA consists both of registered practitioners, government doctors, retired people. So establishing the strength of registered practitioners has to be a separate sheet from the IMA to come for the post. Or you can have a registered private medical establishment people association, which includes the dentists and the lab technicians also, so that just to bolster the number and compete with the Ayush for the second seat. And the last one is the lady representative, and this is there only for the grievance committee and not for the registration committee. I would like to stress for 2 minutes on the basic topic of how the licenses or the KPMA should be issued. Once the KPMA, somebody applies for the KPMA, it is scrutinized in the central website. And once the documents are checked and the DD is posted or the payment is made, then it is posted with the DHO. He keeps it before the committee for approval. And once the committee gives the approval, then the DHO issues the e-sign and basically a certificate is issued. Unfortunately, except in 1 or 2 districts, nowhere else has this been followed. And most of the licenses which are issued in the court of the law, if put for scrutiny, saying that under which, what date was the committee sitting done and meeting was there, and in which meeting has this been passed and who were the representatives, the government may not have answers. So the licensing authority itself is suspect in many cases. The IMA president is just called for some meetings, and in most of the places, including big districts like Belagavi and other places, I feel that no meeting is held. Even in Bangalore, I doubt whether a meeting is held. So here it is the part and the duty of the IMA of all the districts to see that this registration and grievance committee is formed and running. Because this gives you a certain amount of protection against harassment from the officers. So what do you mean protection and harassment from the officers? One, you know the procedure that they can't come in arbitrarily and harass you. If there is a strong registration and grievance committee who knows the rules and who are in touch with the day-to-day affairs, then arbitrary decisions which will harass you to going to Bangalore before the appellate committee and other things will be absorbed. And basically, I request all the people to put pressure in the form of saying, see, government itself conducts raids due to various reasons, deaths, due to peer, local regional group pressures, political pressures, and every year, minimum in every district, there are 3 or 4 people who are raided, and you see the raid occurrence in the paper. You don't complain, take up these complaints and please persist with the authorities to file for prosecution. Moment you have this stick in hand, they will not prosecute these people because of various issues. Because this is a public forum, I will not try to speak about it. But they will definitely try to postpone and see that your harassment is also less. One more thing which is very much pertinent to the IMA representative is, if there are 2 big cities in one district, who should represent? Sometimes Dharwad is the district headquarters, but Hubli is the largest branch. So it was a previous practice to call the Dharwad representative. But now, as the Hubli is the biggest branch, the representation should go to the IMA with the largest numbers in the district. So even though administrative office is in Dharwad, but the representative has to come from Hubli. Please find a person who is honest, who is integral, who is knowledgeable, who is who has some time to spare to go for inspections if called for, to stand up to the district commissioners and speak for you. Choose a good person to have a representation. And the representation is valid only for 2 years. And once the term is done, he can never be IMA representative for the registration committee in his lifetime. It is over. We have seen people signing for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, which is wrong. Please be aware and you write a letter to the DC, DHO. I will give you the formats, other things if you want, as to tell them, sir, we want the registration and grievance committee to be formed. And put pressure on them. Definitely it will be formed. So this will help you in protection even in cases where there is a death or anything and the police can be informed, sir, please put it before the registration and grievance committee. There is a committee. Many inspectors are not aware that such a committee exists. Moment they know it is exists, they are more than happy to shift the blame there. But if there is a death, they want a postmortem done. If there is something else, let them proceed with as per the SOP 1018, let them proceed. But otherwise, you should have a very good registration and grievance committee so that basically it serves 2 purposes. One, the patients also, we should give them a forum in which their grievances has to be addressed. It cannot be one way. Not all doctors are gods or even like God-like work is being done. We know amongst our community, there are things which are being done which cannot be spoken about. There are some bad mangoes in the entire basket, but it is not our work. If there is a complaint, if it comes before the registration and grievance committee, there is a protocol in which the complaint can be taken up regarding overcharging, regarding negligence, anything, and let it proceed as per the norms. So we should also give not only the doctors a protection, but also patients a forum for addressing their problems and genuine grievances if it is there. KPMA Act has one more thing which please you should note in the penalty section, saying that if any untoward complaint which is not it clearly says section 6, notwithstanding anything contained in this act, whoever makes any false and frivolous or vexatious complaint under this act shall be punishable by registration and grievance redressal authority with a fine which may extend up to 10,000. So, if such false complaints are there also, once the registration and grievance committee puts a fine, a public highlighting through the newspapers and other things will also prevent unnecessary harassment coming in. Please have a strong registration and grievance committee, which has not been occurring either due to total lack of interest in certain districts or ignorance or lack of communication or authoritarian neglect from there. I think we should persist on this, sir. Then the other thing which is commonly asked in the KPMA segment, in the KPMA thing is regarding the fire NOC, which we have a very burning issue. The fire NOC is still hanging in the air because of many problems. We have IMA KSB has been constantly trying to put pressure through the Home Department and the other things. We are trying to see that something. So we are trying to see that to something moves up. Till then, we are in the policy and also in the CWC, we address the meeting so that we should formulate certain basic guidelines from IMA for small clinics and other things. As per today, the officials believe that 15-meter rule is pertinent to hospitals. Wherever it is possible, whatever it is possible, whatever you are doing, and in any form, a fire extinguisher for clinic, a photo with the bill, many DHOs are taking it and giving the licenses. Many people are insisting on a authorized fire person establishing some things and giving it, not insisting on a fire NOC. So as per the norms, there is a very gray area. I would not like to speak more because there is a lot of other work also going on. But as per norms, fire NOC is required. And I would also like to put in one thing here. Even if a fire NOC is not required, please start making yourself fire compliant, because if there is a fire and there is unfortunate death or something, without a fire safety, it is very difficult to get a bail for till the charge sheet is filed. Regarding the trade license, one more thing which is coming up through the KPMA. Trade license is right now through the judgment which is given in Bangalore through the BBMPA registered and not under the Karnataka Municipal Act. It has been absorbed for people, or it has been said that small clinics and other people who do not have beds need not take a trade license. But we are still in the process of trying to find out whether this applies to the Municipal Act also. Number one, anybody who is registered under MSME is automatically, there is no need to register for the trade license. You are exempt. There was one more issue which is coming up in many districts is you get lot of these peer groups who are, if not peer, the pressure groups who are there in the form of various sanghas and other things and hitachintakarso and social workers who file various complaints against hospitals and doctors regarding the grievance and other things. The DHOs don't know under which section to take up this complaint. Please be very sure that only the patients or his blood relatives can make a complaint regarding any treatment aspects. Regarding the hospital, if there is any hygiene problem, cleaning or anything else or any gross negligences, it may be pointed out to the authorities. The authorities can come for inspection. The authorities need to give you time to rectify it and not issue any closure order or harassment or fine. But if the orders are not complied with, then it has to come before a registration and grievance committee before any sort of action is taken under the KPM Act. It cannot be an arbitrary decision for anything. But please ensure your registrations are valid. You have applied well in time, 3 months or 3.5 months before the Act expires, so that if they do not reply within 3 months, it is deemed sanctioned. So please keep all the documents ready, whatever is necessary, and check the website around 4 months back. Keep all the documents ready and upload it on time. In this also, we want to say one more thing is, what is the rights of the patient under KPMA? The KPMA says that a patient can demand his case paper. A discharge card is mandatorily given. The patient's or his own blood relative only can file a case or demand for case papers and nobody else. There was a case in Udupi in which the police wanted records regarding some patient. Police cannot come and demand until they have a clear case order, court order, or there is a complaint which is registered, and a seizure cannot be affected, or it's a bit of a gray area. And then only if the complaint is registered, only they can come and inquire, and not arbitrarily come and inquire about any case, because the right of privacy of the patient exists in most of the cases. Matrimonial harassment, dowry cases, divorce cases, other any sort of problems, until and unless a court order is there, please do not give the papers arbitrarily just because somebody has sent, because it may lead to more trouble for you. And I think I have gone through a few chief topics of the KPMA. So last is a little bit gray area which I would like to speak. So we hear a lot of things like saying, I get a lot of calls saying that, sir, somebody in our district has been demanding something to give us a license. This is one area where IMA KSB cannot help you, because first and foremost, we should not encourage the practice. Second, if the demand has been made, IMA KSB is not the appropriate authority. There is the Anti-Corruption Bureau for the things to be done through. Number three, the demand will only be done when there is some deficit on your side. If we try and correct most of the deficits, have a strong registration and grievance committee, highlight the neglect of the authorities regarding dealing with quacks regularly, I think this demand will not be there in most of the cases. And the persons who are there, who are regulating us, are also doctors. They know our problems. So I think regarding the corruption, please do not involve IMA KSB. You can definitely approach the Anti-Corruption Bureau, wherein it is the proper authority. IMA KSB, I was asked in 2-3 places regarding a demand for fire NOC, that a demand has been done. Why don't you people speak and fix a rate or something? IMA KSB is not a union, or we are not union leaders to do this. We are here to fight for your rights. We are here to educate you about your rights, educate about what is right, and a path to do it. But fixing of the rates, trying to come in and negotiate on somebody's behalf, will lead to dilution of the morals of the organization. And this is one area where we will not take interest regarding the corruption issue. Because IMA KSB knows it is there at different levels, at different forums, but the way to address it is different, and not through IMA KSB. IMA KSB can give you the documents, tell you how to fight for your rights, provide you with corrective information, but not regarding the corruption matter. I think I have spoken most of the things. So so any other questions? I think we can just take up.
Thank you, Dr.
Anything, please tell me,
for
madam.
such a wonderful presentation. And you updated about how it works in the government level, including the district commissioner as a president and the remaining committee members, and what are the benefits as a doctors we get from out of the committee, but the committee members who are the IMA doctors should have the commitment to help their fellow doctors. So such a wonderful talk from your side. Once again, on behalf of IMA, KSP Public Health Forum, Dr. Sandeep, thank you. There are some questions here from Dr. Pawan Patil. Once you apply for KPME registration, until you get the certificate, should you continue working in the establishment or keep it shut till you get certificate?
Madam, I will, Pawan knows the answer, but he has raised a good point for the public discussion. Will you drive a vehicle after you get a license or before you drive a license? Basically, we will not drive a license, we will not drive a vehicle till we get a license. But we doctors have a very grand opening of our nursing homes by very big politicians and then apply for KPME. And we deem and think it is our right to keep on running the hospital till the DHO gives our certificate. The DHO, you can apply for KPMA well in advance with all the basic minimal infrastructure. Show them that you are intended to buy the invoices, and just before you start even 1 week before, they can do an inspection and give it to you. See, this all depends on the good relationship between you and the officers, not corruption levels. How well the registration committee and how well the people on the registration committee are involved with the local authorities. See, local authorities have a lot of headaches. Local authorities are harassed by all these so-called pressure groups to act in various ways. So they approach us also, sir, what can we do? How can we take up this? What is our role? So we do interact, we do help. So in our district, many people go for registration when they apply after the opening of the establishment. But now I will ask you one more question. If the registration is not given till 3 months, you have applied, but it is not deemed sanctioned till 3 months. If there is a death during this period, so how do we do it? So it is a gray area. I would like to Pawan to comment if anything is there.
Thank you, sir. Actually, even I was not aware of this problem until one of the members from a different place raised this issue. So to add on to what Sandeep sir said, there is a difference between license of driving and registration of the car. So I would like to put it like that. See, driving is myself. I have the KMC registration, I can practice. That is one thing. Second is registration of the car. We cannot have similar analogy for this, because in car, what happens is they will give something called as temporary registration, and till the permanent registration comes, we drive the car. So similarly, in KPMA, this is a loophole what has been created, and there is no mention about this in the KPMA Act. Right. What is not mentioned is, once you apply the registration, it is mandatory that they can come, today you applied, tomorrow they can come for inspection. So, or they might come even on the last day of 3 months. So till that time, you should be ready with all the employees, all the infrastructure in your place, all that should be there. So what if he comes after 3 months, at the end of 3 months? So you are paying the salary, you are paying the rent of the building, everything for next 2-3 months. So that is the hitch what all the medical fraternity are facing. Some of them, not all, some of them are facing. So to answer that, I had a discussion with the KPMA also. What is it? What exactly is the situation and how to go about it? Verbally, he says that you can continue working, but there is no written law saying that you can keep working, and there is something called as temporary registration till the inspection is done. Something like that has to be there. So we have raised the issue with the authorities. They are in due course, they might come out with something. But as lastly, what Sandeep sir said, this all depends on how good is your relationship with these officers. If you have bad relation, they will trouble you. If you have good relation, even if you practice for 3 months without registration, nobody is bothered. And the last point, again, what Sandeep sir told holds good very importantly is, unless and until our people are there in the KPMA registration committee and regular meetings every month is not happening, or once in 2 months is not happening, if it is not happening, that person who is there in that committee should pressurize the officer that meeting is not happening, please bring the meeting. If meetings are happening, they will have the track record of how many have registered in that district, what is the status. Otherwise, you apply for KPMA and it will be left behind for next 3 months. Only when you go back to the officer, then they will remember, oh, your registration is there. Then they will either continue the work or again keep it on silent. So it is high time that at every district level, as Sandeep sir told, we have to pressurize our DHOs, because we see day in, day out, even DHOs are not so much aware of what exactly is there in KPMA. As Sandeep sir said, it is not the president of the district who is the representative in the KPMA. Even we are not aware, nor the DHO is aware. So what he will do is, he will call some of the known doctors in that place and ask them, give me 3 names for one name or 2 names to this committee. That is not how it works. What he has to do is, the DHO has to write to the biggest branch in that district asking for nomination to this committee. Then the IMA will have a meeting, will call for a AGM or whatever meeting, and then decide on one person to be nominated to this committee on a regular basis. For as certain 2 years is the time. So subsequently, again after 2 years, a new member has to be nominated from the IMA and the private medical establishment. Both will be doctors there. So it is our duty also to make them aware of what is there and what is not there. If we are unaware of the laws, they will play their game. And if we are aware, we can play our game. That is all what I want to know. So my humble request for everyone is, sir has elaborated sufficiently everything, but please go back. There is a KPMA Act is there. The rules and regulations are there on Google platform. If you want, we can post it on the groups also. Please go through that. If you have any doubts, you can raise queries in the groups. We can answer those queries. Some laws might not be understandable. So please, you also come to know what are the laws. And every law has loopholes for the government, loopholes for us also to get out of it. So if you read it, you will understand where to come out, where to fight for it. Thank you, madam.
Right.
Yeah, sir. Sandeep, sir, I have got one question. Sandeep sir, I have got one question. As Pawan Patil sir was telling, especially regarding the registration committee or redressal committee, it is a representation of IMA member or the president or secretary of IMA. It is a representation to be there, because many times many of the queries or complaints which will not be solved just out of the knowledge. The government doctor himself will be an IMA member, so they will make their own decision and they will finalize without having a knowledge to the IMA. Because any hospital or any doctor who we want to approach to the IMA president or secretary, so that the grievance will be addressed. So what I mean to say that, is it a president or secretary of the IMA is included, or any person of the IMA is sufficient? That is my one question. Second is that the hospital is running, doctor is practicing in the clinic. Suppose recently he shifted the hospital immediately to the next in the city. So is he bar for any again new registration or something? He has to make a new registration of what exactly the rule says, because many times it's happening. Especially the newcomers who is going to start practice is going to have his own hospital and who is going to shift with the rented building. So it is a lot of issue is there, especially the beginners. So they don't know the laws. So they have to have certain norms and they want to know exactly. Many times it happens. So this is my second question. Just to clarify this. Thank you, sir.
I will clarify both.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, regarding First thing is regarding the registration committee. Pawan has elaborated it. I will elaborate again. See, it very clearly says IMA representative. The IMA representative can also be a government official from the IMA. So it is your duty to protect it. We have already said to form under IMA hospital board in all the branches. Dr. Pawan himself is very active to have an IMA hospital board in all the branches of the districts. IMA hospital board will constitute only those with hospitals, clinics, nursing homes and colleges. See, a medical college will be owned in your Bijapur district by our Honorable Minister MB Patil, BLD College, Al-Amin College, right? But they are not doctors. So, but they do have a number for you to qualify for the second registration committee also. Or you can exhibit your strength through them also, even though they are not. But here, IMA representative will be a doctor who is a member of IMA. It is your duty to see, that is what I said, who is a qualified person, who is fair, who will not indulge in corruption, who will not indulge in harassment, who will not indulge in narrow means. He should be a person who is loved and trusted by everyone. See, if I am there in the registration committee and there are around 6,000 or 10,000 registrations to be given, even if I charge a nominal fees, I can make money through that position. Our intention is to see that this does not creep into IMA, and our IMA morals and the face of IMA should be upheld as a honest, integral organization. If you people do not hold the meetings and do not have the integrity to hold the meetings, then definitely backdoor creeping will occur. So it is up to the local IMA. We have written enough mails since last 3 years. We have written to all the organizations, all the people, saying that please form the registration and grievance committee. With all the sincerity I ask, except in 4 or 5 districts, you tell me who is going to the meeting. One. So this clears the matter. Is the crux is in your hand. You have to take up the role and see that a good person goes to the registration and grievance committee. In Dharwad district, we have nominated Mr. Srinath Mugli, who was the past secretary of KPMA Association, a very integral man who will stand up for the rights of the doctor, who has fought with the DC for his own, on behalf of doctors, and there is not a single paisa of corruption which has been indulged in. So similarly, if all the districts follow it, and if all the districts are integral, then there shouldn't be a problem. We should trust our own people. You know whom to trust. You know that integrity. So why should this question come up? But if you are not there, then definitely, if the representative from your general body meeting decides on a government official, definitely it can occur. We can't say government officials are bad. It is not my topic.
And without, if you are notice, if somebody is nominated,
you can get it cancelled.
You can always raise an objection to who is the chairman of the committee.
Yes. Regarding the second question is shifting. See, your location is GPS tagged. Actually, it should be GPS tagged, but it is not.
Prabhu, one minute. Before switching over to second part.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Before you switching over to second part, I just want to add one more thing to the first part itself.
Yes, sir.
What is the tenure of the membership?
2 years, sir.
2 years. How can a president or secretary of IMA become a member then?
It is not president.
Sir,
even if somebody wants to become or if some association wants to nominate his own president as the representative, he cannot stay there for 2 years.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the next year he will be without president post in IMA.
President.
The idea, see, when KPMA Act was framed, when these rules were made, I was actually involved. The idea behind making it as a representative was basically depended on the term of the office of the president of IMA of any branch.
Correct.
It was only 1 year. You can't design by 1 year and bring in next president.
Yes, sir.
So practically speaking, the president and secretaries of each IMAs have better jobs to do than this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my argument was like that. So
Yes, sir,
you
correct.
have a very, very responsible, committed, and a honest doctor from the doctor's side, from IMA side, to represent the registration and the grievance redressal cell. Okay.
Correct.
See, that's how it works.
So
See,
means to say that
the ease of having president or secretary as a representative there do not matter much as long as you select from the members in a given process. You just cannot go and give a name to the member secretary that is DHO. You have to call for a meeting, then bring in the discussion, then have a good fellow to representative, then go to DHO and give his name. But in most of districts, what is happening? Somebody is nominated. If somebody who is nominated is known to many, and nobody will be having any courage to raise a voice against those fellows, even if they are not fit enough to represent us.
Yes.
Because that wouldn't have gone through the proper process.
Yes, sir.
So I just want to put a straightforward question. The whole issue is because of non-participation of the member clientele of this organization.
Exactly, sir.
Yeah, in a given district, in a given branch, only 3, 4 or 5 people or 3-4% of the people will be active enough to understand what is happening around them. Rest all, take it from me. They come either for the, I am very harsh in this particular issue, either for the post or for the annual functions or for the end of the function to enjoy the functions. And we are sitting in a very comfortable zone. Most of our doctors are very comfortable as long as they don't get hit by these officials. The authoritative nature of DHO, authoritative nature of district collector, and sometimes even our own president versus non-participation of the members. This has to be addressed seriously to bring in any solace to the registration and redressal committee of KPMPs. This is what my personal opinion.
Definitely, sir. That is exactly we are highlighting, sir. Correct, sir. Very good.
Sir, Sandeep sir, what is your opinion? Is it a nomination for 1 year or it is a nomination for nomination from the IMA? Is it 1 year or it should be
2 years,
continued?
sir. 2 years. 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
2
Yeah.
years.
Sir, actually, so sir, Dr. Suresh sir has asked one question regarding the shifting of the hospitals. So actually, when you are occupying a hospital, when you want to shift next to your building, so you are
Sir.
supposed to apply for a new license and get it.
New license.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
For license.
Sir, Dr. Vijay Kumar, sir, good evening. Sir, what sir was saying is, see, basically in the KPMA, all the licenses should be GPS tagged, but they have not yet started the GPS tagging. Certain cases they have started, certain cases they have not. But we have to remember that even if there is a change from in the same complex from stall A to stall B, if the ownership and rent agreement changes, like the GST, like the pharmacy, like the liquor license, everything, the new license has to be applied within the same city, within the same premises. There is no exemption for it, sir. Please.
Yes. So out of the premises, they have to apply license and get it.
Even in the same complex, if you are shifting the stalls, also it is there.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Sandeep, this is Dr. Venkat, dermatologist. Can I ask
Sir,
a
good
question?
evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Sir. Fine, sir. Here is sir.
Yes, sir.
Recently, we have faced a problem. In
Yes,
the original act, there was a category called daycare center.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
we dermatologists do several dermatosurgical procedures under local anesthesia. Now that we
Sir, 1 minute. Sir, I will intervene. Sir, this issue is very much active in our mind. And because it is not only affecting you, it is affecting us ENT surgeons and other things which are small things, and many procedures which can be done under local anesthesia and which are being sent will now have to be done in the nursing home. But
Correct.
this happened because of the death of the actress in Bangalore, sir. in which the death had occurred, but it was
No.
registered as a polyclinic and not as a daycare center. But they have blanketly exempted, and we are in know-how of this, and I have just been, we are in plan of putting a representation to introduce it back, sir.
Yeah, now we met, our association, we met the health minister, Dinesh Gundu Rao, and then the health commissioner, everybody.
Yes,
They were
sir.
all sympathetic. But it seems, since it is part of an act, it can only be changed by an amendment in Vidhan Sabha. That
Yes,
is where
sir,
the issue is.
but the original act had it. So did they have an amendment to remove it? That
Yes,
is the question we have to
it
see.
seems they had it. When Ramesh Kumar was the health minister, it seems
No,
they had it.
no, sir. No, sir. Please, please, please. No, sir.
No, sir, I
Daycare,
think that.
daycare is in the list even now. This is a handiwork of a people who monitor the things on a day-to-day basis. Very much handiwork. After that
Yes, sir.
incident, what Professor Sandeep quoted, few people sitting there just wanted to remove it without thinking in a broader sense. And they removed it from the digital data of the digital website. That's all. Nothing else. Nothing else. It is still there. See, no system of medicine can run without a daycare center. In fact, daycare business, daycare treatment is the order of the day in many, many situations. So we have to write a representation again and include it in a website. That's all. It is there in the act. Even Ramesh Kumar time also, because I was actually involved, that is not removed. It is there, very much there in the act. We have to highlight.
Even after much time after that, it is still there,
Yes.
sir. Only
Yeah, it is.
Sandeep,
it is a handiwork of few people who have done a mischief. Nothing
Adhe,
else.
sir,
So we have to write
representation
yes, IMA will write, and IMA
Okay.
will definitely get it back.
Okay,
Yes,
all
sir.
right.
Yeah,
Thank you very
definitely, definitely, sir, definitely.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any other queries?
Madam, I
would
would like to give some inputs to KPME.
Please, sir.
See, in the KPME itself, in the definitions of medical establishment, so I would like to request the IMA KSB authorities, high commands, to work for the change in this definition itself, because as I'm one of the KGF Biram branch, which is very active in KPME, and we are, as mentioned, we are taking part on all the meetings and following things, and we got the High Court order also regarding this one, quacks, anti-quack, against the quack. So in the medical establishment, it is mentioned, service to be provided ethically. So the word ethically, it has got long meanings and got 4 pillars for ethics, and but the license is being given to non-medical persons. That is very pathetic. Since the KPME has existed to control or counter the quacks, but the loophole, there is a bigger, not loophole, there is a bigger, it's not, we cannot say the loophole. There is a bigger door. A door is opened for the quacks to enter into it. And it is very clearly mentioned is the service to be, what is a such other establishment. It is clearly mentioned after the clinics and all, such other establishment by whatever name called, where investigation, diagnosis, preventive or curative or rehabilitative medical treatment facilities are provided to the public, and includes voluntary or private establishments. And in the bracket it is given, may be notified by the state government by notifications. So here I request the high commands, so bring into a change amendment to the KPME Act, where the licensing for the person applying for a license should be a medical person. Otherwise, the inspection authority, as I'm going as regularly, I'm attending every 2 months, every inspection, inspecting all the establishments. Every month, every institution I'm applied for license, I'm inspecting. And grievances committee meeting, the D's office, every meeting I'm attending, almost every 90% meeting I'm attending. It is very humiliating to see that a non-medical person, the uneducated person giving license. The KPME Act existed as come into existence only to counter the anti-quackery. But this is a big door License is given to non-medical, uneducated person, a businessman.
Sir, I will just speak here. Sir, section 20 of the KPMA says offences by a company also. So basically, see, sir, healthcare establishment can be opened by anybody. Tata Memorial, Nanavati Hospital, where majority of the people, businessmen have opened various hospitals, including.
No, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry for intervening.
Yes,
Sir, they can open the hospital, but not the
Yes, sir.
license. The licensee should be a medical person. Otherwise, there is no meaning in having KPME and IT committee and working for it. Very sorry for
Yes,
that.
sir. No,
License
that-
should be given to medical person. Let Tata open it, let the beggar man open it. No bother. Let a
Yes,
beggar
sir.
also open. If you have a lot of money, they are having a lot of money. They can open the hospital. They can
Yes, sir.
open what they say for in the service motive. But license should be given to a doctor because treatment should be ethical. Only a doctor can know and only he can manage it, but not a businessman can manage it. That we should change it, sir. We should work for it, and
Sir,
we have to change that one.
Vijay Kumar, sir. Vijay Kumar,
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Yes, your sentimental argument is very perfect,
Yes.
but legally it won't hold good. I'll tell you why. There are two types of registrations available to the medical practice. One is a Karnataka Medical Council registration, another is a Karnataka Private Medical Establishment registration.
Yes, sir.
Let us not get confused between both. Anybody who is working in a medical establishment for either registered under allopathy or Ayurveda
Yes.
should have the practicing doctors with KMC registration or Ayush registration, as the case may be. A registration of an establishment can be given to anybody. The law of the land won't allow to accept our arguments, our sentimental arguments. Yes, ideally,
Then,
a hospital should be owned by a doctor, licensed to a doctor. No. Any type of business can be done by anybody.
Sir, then
So-
how we can have a quality treatment from the establishment, sir?
See, that's the reason. That's the reason. Whatever the law we make, we can creep through. ಚಾಪೆ ಕೆಳಗೂ ತೂರಬಹುದು, ರಂಗೋಲಿ ಕೆಳಗೂ ತೂರಬಹುದು. ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ಕ್ವಾಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮಂತವ್ರನ್ನ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮಂತವ್ರು ಕರೀತಾರಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆದವ್ರಾದ್ರೆ KMC ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಯುಷ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಕರೆದ ನಾವ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ? ತಪ್ಪು ನಮ್ದಲ್ವಾ?
Yes, sir.
ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇರೋದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್. ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇರೋದು ಅವಂದಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇರೋದು ನಮ್ದು. ಇದನ್ನ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೀದಾ ಸಾದ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಮಗೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಸರ್. They can't deny registration to a person who wants to do social service. How can you deny a person to do social service in the form of health service?
Sir, then you
How
should
can you
change
deny?
no, sir. Then we should change the meaning of KPME, sir.
Yeah,
KPME,
sir,
KPME, the concept
sir,
is
see,
to
when-
do the
when-
anti-quackery
when- sir,
and to
when
give the
you-
quality
Sir,
services.
one
to the people.
minute,
Yes,
one
sir.
minute on it. Quackery is different. Owning a hospital is different. If that person owns a hospital and we lend our name and never visit the hospital, allow the quack to continue in the hospital, then who is responsible for that?
So,
Why
sir,
are we
let
lending
the
our names?
Sir, sir, let the municipality or the corporation give the license to them, sir, not the KPME license, sir. The KPME
No, sir.
license should have the meaning and merit.
Sir,
Only that
hospital,
the doctor should get
hospital,
it.
Can I add
this
here,
is
sir?
a-
But
this is-
license, they should get it from municipality
also-
or from the
sir,
corporation.
I fully agree with this, but it cannot happen in the minds of the lawmakers.
Yoganand Reddy avare, I can
Yes,
add
sir.
one point here.
Yes, sir.
License can be given to a non-medical person, provided there is one qualified person undertaking letter use that he is be taking responsibility of that medical establishment.
Yeah, that's what the superintendent of
Yes.
the hospital.
So there
Somebody will be
a
medical
person
man.
behind it. Yes.
But what is happening here, sir? Those persons who lend the name will never visit the hospital. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇವ್ರು, ವಿಜಯ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು.
They are not there. They are somewhere.
They will be at the
Sir,
list.
Sir, in case I'll present the things, what is happening. One pediatric doctor is there. He is a qualified, he is a full qualified person, but he has not applied for KPME, but his father has applied KPME certificate, who is not educated man.
It is happening everywhere, sir. Not only there, sir. It is happening everywhere, sir. See, this will address. Sir, Kudwa sir, ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು address ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರೋಣ.
So what my
ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ
thing is
ಇರೋಣ.
that-
But law of the land may not accept our argument. But
ಎರಡನೇದು,
that should debate should go on, sir.
our own doctors are utilizing
See,
this
no,
facility.
since we are qualified
ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ-
people, sir,
ಅಲ್ಲ,
having KPME,
government doctors, service doctors are taking the KPMG license under their wife or father-in-law or somebody else, and they are running that clinic. That is also there. ನಿಮಗೆ
Sir, but can I add here, sir? When you,
ಸರಿ,
when you apply
ಪವನ್
for-
ಪವನ್
Sir,
ಚಾಪೆ ಕೆಳಗೆ ತೂರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ರಂಗೋಲಿ ಕೆಳಗೆ ತೂರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ಇದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಮನೋಭಾವ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಕೌಂಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಜಯ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಡಿಬೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಲೈವ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಡಬೇಕು.
ಹೌದು.
ವೆದರ್ ದೇ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್, ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಆನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್. ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ದ ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಥಾರಿಟೀಸ್, law makers, whether they implement or not. But we should be that burning issue should be discussed, debated now and then everywhere. At least there will be fear.
Yes.
ಎಂತದೇ ಲಾ ಮಾಡಿ, ಎಂತದೇ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಲಾ ಮಾಡಿ ತೂರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಡೆ.
ಸರಿ,
ಇಲ್ಲ
ಅಲ್ಲ ಈಗ
safeguard our,
KGF ದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿಜಯ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಫೈರ್ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಹೊಡೆದಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕಂಡು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಸರ್. ಬೇರೆ
KGF
ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆ
KGF the people are afraid to come to KGF practice coax, to be frank.
That is exactly, sir. I am appreciating what you have done. Definitely it is
So,
a
that's
mark of appreciation.
So to make the KPMG more meaningful, let the license to be given as like the trade license. Let the license provided by the municipality and corporation. Let them take the license, whoever it may be. But the
Definitely, sir.
KPMG must be only to the doctor.
As Reddy sir
only
said,
to the
we will
doctor.
highlight it, sir.
Sir,
As Reddy sir said, we will highlight it, sir.
definitely, sir. This has to be done. We should achieve it, sir. KPMG must be given only to the qualified doctors. License, let them go to the municipality, let them go to corporation, let them wherever it is. Which is the government. It is the government response. The government the government is very much worried about the quality of treatment. It is their botheration to give the license, proper license. But KPMG, like KMC, it should be given only to the qualified doctors.
Yes, sir. We'll definitely work on it.
But okay, we are taking some more time. But if the licensing authority is the municipal corporation of the given city,
Jagannath Reddy, sir.
so if the licensing authority is shifted over to municipal corporation, I don't think the problem will be solved. Problem will be complicated further.
Sandeep?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is Dr. Madhusudan.
Yes, sir. Good evening. ಹೇಳಿ sir.
Yeah, ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, Madhusudan, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Vijay Kumar sir. Sir, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಐಡಿಯಲ್. ಬಟ್ ನಂದು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, as a doctor, can we open an education institute or not?
ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್.
ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು
ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಬರೀ ಟೀಚರ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ?
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸರ್. ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಟ್ರಕ್ ನಡೆಸಬಹುದು.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರಿಗೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಹಕ್ಕು. ನಾನು ಸಮಾಜ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಬೇರೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಗಳನ್ನ ನಾನು ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅವನ ಹಕ್ಕದು. ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ ಸರ್ ನಾವು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸರ್, ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ.
ಸರ್, ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಆಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಈಗ ಒಂದು KPMA ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬರಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಲಿ, ವಿತೌಟ್ ಅವರು ಯಾವುದೇ ಹೆಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಲೆವೆಲ್ 1 ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಪಾಲಿಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವುದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು HR ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಫಾರ್ ದೀಸ್ KPMA registrations or renewal, you will have to upload who are all the employed people with you.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ನಂತರ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. That has to be done by complaint and raids.
That can be taken up by the grievance committee.
ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
Okay, sir.
But ಒಂದು I just want to rectify.
ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಸಂದೀಪ್, KPMG redressal committee ಮುಂದಗಡೆ ನೆಗ್ಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಸಸ್ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
If at all negligence case comes in front of a KPMG redressal cell, they have to direct it to the KMC. It is clear cut rules ಇದೆ. ನೀವು ಯಾವ ನೆಗ್ಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರು ಕೂಡ they have to be redirected to KMC.
Grievance for pricing
only sir, only pricing sir.
Pricing and licensing.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ರಿಡ್ರೆಸಲ್ ವುಮನ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ವುಮನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 20 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು 20 ವರ್ಷ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಅಂತವ್ರು ಸಿಗೋದೇ ಕಷ್ಟ.
ಹೌದು
ಅಂತವ್ರು
ಸರ್,
ಸಿಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಹಂಗೇನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು.
ಬರ್ತಾರ ಸರ್, ಸಿಗ್ತಾರ ಸರ್.
ಹಂಗಾಗ್ತದೆ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಸೂಪ್ರಿಂಟೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ.
ಅದೇ ನಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಇರ್ತಾರ ಅವ್ರಂತವ್ರು.
ಅದೇ ಸರ್. ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ 2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳಿದಾರೆ ಕಾಗಲ್ಕರ್ ಸರ್. Regarding why
should be circulated to all the branches for information. Website recent additions to be updated.
Sir, it is already there in the public domain. Please, you have to download and read it. Nothing for us to publish. Regarding that weighing scale, one question is asked.
Sir, but my question is that recent many additions will be there. So unless we meet JD, JD they will give information. So like that, even DHO or some authority, even they will not be having much idea. Especially the recent addition.
Sir, recent addition gross ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ unless there is an amendment to the rules or act. Some functioning within the act act ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ದೇ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಎನಿ ಸಿಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೆಂಟ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಟು ದ ಆಕ್ಟ್. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಡೇ ಕೇರ್ ತೆಗ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅಂತ. ಡೇ ಕೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ದೇರ್, ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ನಾಮೆನ್ಕ್ಲೇಚರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ಡ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಪವನ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ
ಸರ್,
ಬ್ಲೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಇವರೇ ಅಮೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೆ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಡಿನೆನ್ಸ್. ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಡಿನೆನ್ಸ್ ತಂದ್ರು, ಯಾವ್ದು ಫೈರ್ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಗೆ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಹೈಟ್ 21 meters ಅಂತ, ಇರ್ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಆರ್ಡಿನೆನ್ಸ್ ತಂದ್ರು. ಈ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಗೆಜೆಟ್ ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಯ್ತು.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್,
ಇವತ್ತೇ ನೀವು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಗೆಜೆಟ್ ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅದ ನನಗೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೋಮ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವರು ಥ್ರೂ DHO ನಮಗೆ 15 meters ಬರೀತಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಬ್ಲೇಡೆಡ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ವಿಲ್ಫುಲ್ ಕಮಿಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್, ವಿಲ್ಫುಲ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು IMA ಅಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಹೇಗ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಇದನ್ನ? ಅಂಡ್ the DHO and DC blindly say that we have received a notification of this kind from the Home Ministry. It's not the mischief from the Home Ministry, it is mischief from our own deputy directors.
No, sir.
Who are sitting at the helm of the affairs looking of KPME or something of that kind.
Correct.
ಈ ತರದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ವಿನ ಇವಾಗ ಫೈರ್ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಗೆ ಏನಿತ್ತು ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ದಿ ಫೈರ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಿತ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ? ಮಾಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಇಂಥವ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅದೇ ಗ್ರೀವೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ 3 ತಿಂಗಳು ಬಿಟ್ಟು 4 ತಿಂಗಳು ಮಾಡಿ ಇಂಥವ್ನ ಯಾವನು ಕೇಳಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ತೆಗಿತಾರೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಯಾವ ಮರ್ಯಾದೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್. ಈವನ್ ನಮ್ಮ SOP ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ ಮರ್ಯಾದೆ ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅವಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ನ ತೆಗೆದು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ನಮ್ಮ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಈಗ ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗೋಗಿದೆ. ಏನಂತ ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ? ಬೃಹತ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಮಹಾನಗರ ಪಾಲಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಗ್ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್ಸ್ MSME ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವಕ್ಕೂ ಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮುನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಂತ ವರ್ಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ವರ್ಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ. ದಿ ಅದರ್ ದನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್, ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ದಿ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಇದನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಮನೆ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು. ಬಟ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಹೊಡಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ, ಏನು ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೊಡಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ಇದು ಬ್ಲಾಡೆಂಟ್ ವಯಲೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ ಲಾಸ್. ಇದನ್ನ ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಇಂತ ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲದ್ರ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್.
ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ
ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ನಾವು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು.
ಮಾಡೋಣ.
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
Sir, regarding that weighing machine, one more question is being asked.
Sir.
Sir, ಈಗ weighing machine weights and measures ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಸರ್, ಅದರದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಕಿರಿಕಿರಿ ಇದೆ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್,
ಅದಿದೆ, ತಗೋಬೇಕು.
I'll shortly post one of the orders where healthcare establishments are exempted from this weighing law. ನಾನು post ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್.
One question. ಈಗ regarding this weighing machine, now personally our Bichapur IMA president and secretary, our authority ಹೋಗಿ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ it is a national level, all over country, all over district, it is being circulated. We have to follow. If we want to make any amendment, you give some grievance or some application, so that will send to the PM office. So that's what they are saying. So it is a mainly
ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. ನಾನು I'll gather it from the headquarters and forward it to you.
Yeah, yeah,
Please,
sir,
thank
yeah.
you.
ಇವನ್ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷನ್ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಕಣ.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷನ್ ನಾವು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಷ್ಟು ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷನ್ಸ್ ನ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬಾ ಇಲ್ಲೀಗಲ್
ಹೌದು.
ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ಹೌದು, ಹೌದು.
ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದು ಬ್ರಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ.
ಅಲ್ಲ,
ಆಮೇಲೆ
law ಇದೆ ಸರ್. There is no
ಅಬೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಲಾ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ. ನಾವ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಅಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ತಲೆ ಕೆಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು?
ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಆಸ್ ಸುರೇಶ್ ಸರ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್, ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೀಸ್ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ವಿಸಿಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್ ನೋಟಿಸಸ್.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನೀನ್ ಅದನ್ನ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಸಪ್ಪ.
ಯಾವ್ದು ಸರ್?
ಅದೇ ಸರ್ ನಾವು
ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಒಂದು.
ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಬೇಬಿ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷನ್ ಇದೆ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
10 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ವರೆಗೂ ನಾವು ವೇ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು.
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಅದ್ರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ? ಅದ್ರ
Yes,
10 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹೆರಾಯಿನ್ ಮೆಜರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ ನಾನು?
ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ, ಅದು ಇದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ, ಲಾ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಬ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್.
ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ನೀನು. ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಅಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಥವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕೆ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ IMA ಗೆ ಮತ್ತಿಂದಾನೆ. ಈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಎ ಬಿಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್? ಇವನ್ ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ
ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಯೋಗಾನಂದ ರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಸರ್, ಒನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್ ಸರ್, ಜಸ್ಟ್ OPD ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಷೀನ್. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಂಡೇಟರಿ ಫಾರ್.
ಹೌದು, ಆ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷನ್ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಇದು ನಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಜಸ್ಟ್
ಇತ್ತು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಲೈಕ್ ಅವರ್ ಓನ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ 1974. ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಥ್ರೆಡ್ ಬೇರೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸಂದೀಪ್?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Correct.
It was there, but not looked out. ಈಗ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಈ ಟೆರರಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್, ಈ ಡ್ರಗ್ ಮಾಫಿಯಾ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಫಿಯಾ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಈ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು IMA ಅಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಇದನ್ನ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಈಸಿನಾ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಷಿನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಎವ್ರಿ 5 years ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ 1975 ಮೊದಲಿಂದನೂ ಇತ್ತು. And not only once, every 5 years you are supposed to that ಅವರು ಬಂದು ಅದನ್ನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಸ್, ನೀವು ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ಲೆಸ್ ಯು ಪೇ ದಮ್, ಬ್ರೈಬ್ ದಮ್, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್. ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್
ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, IMA ಕೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಸರ್.
ಹೌದು, ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅವರು ವಿ ಆರ್ ರೆಡಿ ಟು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿ 5 years. ಬಟ್
ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಬ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಫೇಸ್ಲೆಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಫೇಸ್ಲೆಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಬ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಸರ್?
ಅದು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಫೇಸ್ಲೆಸ್.
ಇನ್ ಅದರ್ ಕೇಸಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಬ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಕೇಸ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸಚ್ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
Only thing is, some cases we may calibration sir ಇಲ್ಲದೆ weight up and down ಆಗಬಹುದು, but that will not make any loss to anybody.
ಸರ್, ಈ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ನಡೆಯುವಾಗ ಐ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಫಾರ್ ಗೂಗಲ್. ಗೂಗಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದೇ that hospitals ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋ ಬರ್ತ್ ವೇಟ್ ಬೇಬೀಸ್ ನ ಮಿಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಂಡೇಟರಿ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಐ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್
ಅದೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದು. ಅದೇ ನ್ಯೂನೋಡಲ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದು. ಅದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಬಟ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಎಳೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಬಟ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಕೆದಕ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಬ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಒಂದು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್, ಸರ್ಟಿಫೈಡ್ ಯಾರು ನಮಗ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈಯರ್ಸ್ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಬ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅವರೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡುವಂಗೆ ಒಂದು ನಾವು ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡುವಂಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ.
ಬಟ್ ಇದರಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನು ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮೆನಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಪುಟಿಂಗ್ OPD ಆರ್ ಹುಚ್ ಆರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೆರಿಫೆರಲ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್, ಈಗ ENT ಅವರು ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆಯವರು which are regularly they are not using the weighing machine. So if they want to keep them also, it is again one more burden. My personal feeling.
ಒಂದ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಷೀನ್ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರಿ ಸರ್, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕಳಿಸ್ರಿ, 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರಿ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೈತಿ. ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಬ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ರಿ ಸರ್, ಅದು ಒಂದು ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ.
Sir, as
Sandeep is
per
also
the
doing
new
this.
Medical Equipment Act, even your BP apparatuses has to be calibrated.
Correct, sir, correct.
Dr. Sandeep,
Yes, sir.
another importance we have to give is HPR and HFR.
Yes,
In
sir.
spite of the department saying it is not compulsory, DHOs are insisting. For example, DHO Udupi has today sent a circular to all the KPME members that in all your prescriptions, your HPR and HFR number has to be mentioned. Otherwise, action will be taken as per KPME Act.
Sir, ಅದು notification ಇದ್ರೆ ಕಳಿಸಿ sir.
ಇವತ್ತು ಕಳಿಸಿದ ಒಂದು
Andhra Pradesh ಅಲ್ಲಿ it was discussed in state working committee also recently in Chennai. Andhra
Central.
Pradesh are filing a case in High Court against this order. Their order. There in one of the districts, they have got a notification that if any establishment doesn't register under ABDM or HFR, their private establishment registration will be cancelled ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ ಒಂದು ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಆಂಧ್ರ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ. So considering they are going for legal actions.
So this is
notification ಇದ್ರೆ ಕಳಿಸಿ sir.
ಹೌದು, this is almost same thing. See, if you are not putting your SFR and HPR number in your prescription, action will be taken according to KPME Act ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. I will send a circular.
Please sir.
ಸರ್ ಕಳಿಸಿ ಸರ್. ಸರ್ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಎಲಾಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಾವ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನಿಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವು ಕೊಡುವ ಸರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದಲ್ಲೇನೆ ಒಂದ್ಸಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ.
ನಮ್ಮ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಇಂತ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದ್ ಮಾತು ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್, ಅದು ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಂಡೇಟರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಇದರ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ 3-4 ತಿಂಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಕೊಡುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರು.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ವಾಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ಇಸ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ದಿ DHO ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಮೀ ಎ circular in his with his signature.
Okay.
Yes.
Allala, please tell him that in his website it is not mandatory and then ask him to give it.
Yes.
Okay.
Looking at the response and the suggestions and the comments at 10:30 PM also, I think we need to have an elaborate talk regarding this KPME for the suggestions from all the members of IMA.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ವರೆಗೂ ಮುಗಿಯಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಚಿಂತೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ.
ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸಜೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಯ್ರೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ
ಒಂದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಒಂದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೈರಿ. ಸಂದೀಪ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಒಂದವರು.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ಹೌದು.
ಅದು ನೋಡಿದಾರ ನೀವು?
ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿದೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಏನಾದ್ರು ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಏನೇನ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು, ಹೆಂಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಗ್ಲೌವ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರ್ಬೇಕು, ಸಿರಂಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರ್ಬೇಕು, ಸೂಜಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಬುಕ್ಲೆಟ್ ನ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ಹೌದು.
ಅದು ಈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್
ಸರ್? ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮೇಜರ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. BP ಅಪರೇಟಸ್, ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್, ರೇಟ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್
ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ? ಅದು 20 ಪೇಜ್ ಇದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 20 ಪೇಜ್ ಇದೆ. ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್
ಬರುದಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅವರು ಒಂದೇ ಪೇಜ್ ತರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಅದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲಿ ನೀವು ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಯಾವಾಗ ಅವ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು IMA ತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತಂದ್ರೆ ಪುಣ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು.
Sir, it is copied from Central Clinical Establishment Act, CEA. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ನಮ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಈ ಸದ್ಯ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಯಾರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ನೋಡಿ, ನಾವು ಯಾರ ವಿರುದ್ಧನೂ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದೊಂದು ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೆದು ಬಿಡಿ ಸರ್. ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮವ್ರೆ.
ಅದೇ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಕೊಡುದೇ ನಮ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸರ್.
ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿನೂ ನಾವು ಅವರಿಂದ ಕಣ್ ಮುಚ್ಚಾಲೆ ಆಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಭೇದ ಭಾವನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸೆಗ್ರಿಗೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಅಣ್ಣ ತಮ್ಮರೇ ಅವರು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸೆಗ್ರಿಗೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ದಯಮಾಡಿ.
Dr. Sandeep, one more query. See, last time on KPME ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ವಿಸಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ these doctors only are supposed to give the treatment in your establishment. If somebody else is attending,
Yes,
when
sir.
they are not available. That itself is prima facie negligence ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ನನಗೂ.
Correct,
ಅಲ್ವಾ?
sir. Correct ಇದೆ.
ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್ ರನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಲಾಂಗ್ ಲೀವಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಸಂಬಡಿ ಎಲ್ಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ.
ಅದೇ ಸರ್, ಈಗ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆರ್ ಪಾಲಿಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್, ನೀವು ಹಾಗೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗೋದಿದ್ರೆ ಪಾಲಿಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು.
ಹೌದು. Somebody else cannot represent.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸಂದೀಪ್ ಹಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು.
Yes, sir.
ನೀವು ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ಬರೆದು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ ಅವತ್ತು.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ
ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, you can, there is no provision to add clinician, sir.
Add clinician.
ಹೌದು. If it is a polyclinic, you can add n number of doctors, or if it is a nursing home, you can add n number of doctors.
ಅದು ಇದು ಕ್ಲರಿಕಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಹಂಗಾರೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ನಾವು ಹಂಗಾರೆ ಇದನ್ನ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಪವನ್
ಸರ್,
ಸಂದೀಪ್, ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ನಾವು ಈ KPM ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ, ಮಾಡೋ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಔಟ್ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸಮ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯೂಸರ್ ID ಯಾವ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ಹೌದು.
ವೆರಿ 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 ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲೇನೆ ಆ ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಇದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಕೊಡುವ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ, if it is a polyclinic, if you are going out, you can just add that person's name and KMC certificate, then leave it. Enough.
Yes, sir. Correct, sir. Correct.
ಇವತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ತೆಗಿರಿ, ನಾಳೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ತೆಗೆದಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ರಿ, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅದು. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಡೈನಮಿಕ್.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಮಧು ಸರ್, ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಇವು ಕಾಮನ್ಲಿ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ಈಗ ನಮ್ ಕಡೆ ಇದೆ.
ಹೌದು,
ಇದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕ್ವೆರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕೋಣ ಸರ್.
ಯಾ, ಡನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಟೇಕ್ ಎ ಕಾಲ್. ಬೈ. Padma, we can.
I think we are coming to the end.
Padma Prakash sir.
Sir, we are coming to the end of the program, sir. Vote of thanks by Dr. Suresh Kakal.
ಮೇಡಮ್, ಒಂದೇ ನಿಮಿಷ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಪದ್ಮ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್
ಮಾತಾಡಿ.
ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್. ನಮ್ ಸಂಜೀವ್ ಇದ್ರು, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗ್ ಮಾತಾಡುದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ನಾನು, ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಏನಿಯೋ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಬರೋದ್ ತಪ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತುಂಬಾ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇವ್ರು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, IMA ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀರಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ. ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಎನಿಯೋ, ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಡ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ವೆರಿ ಅಪ್ರಿಶಿಯೇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಕ್ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಂಗ್ರಾಚುಲೇಟ್ ಯು. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, my role is thank you very much, and Madam has given opportunity for this vote of thanks. So first of all, I should give thanks to the Dr. Sandeep Prabhu sir from Dharwad, and elaborately has discussed and a lot of the queries answered, and sir is having a lot of knowledge regarding this, and anytime he is free to answer any questions, any queries of any members all over Karnataka, anybody having any difficulty, any facing any problems, any grievance, so they can approach Dr. Sandeep Prabhu sir from Dharwad. Sir is free to answer. Thank you very much sir for coming this, and you have given a good topic and good discussion. Every member actively discussed, and the time is it is almost around up to 11 o'clock. So thank you very much sir, Sandeep Prabhu sir. Once again we will meet you, and we'll have discussed again personally and other forum also. Thank you sir. Thank you Sandeep Prabhu sir.
Thank you sir.
And on the behalf of IMA KSP, I must say thanks to the Suresh Kudwa sir and our President Dr. Srinivas sir, IMA KSP President Srinivas sir, who has given opportunity to conduct such a good, important the program in the public health program. So the very important. Thank you very much, Srinivas sir. You have given your time and the timely done this program. And also, I must say thank you to our beloved Secretary Karunakar sir, who has joined and also discussed. Thank you very much, sir. And I must say thank you to Yoganand Reddy sir, who has given a lot of the good points, good hints, so that all the juniors, other doctors, they came to know many important so we came to good information. So we will keep update from you, sir. Thank you very much for bearing the Yoganand Reddy sir. And also the active discussion by Dr. Pawan Patil the Vice President of IMA KSB, who has given a good hints and also actively discussed this many issues which we don't know. So we came to know. Thank you very much, Pawan Patil sir, and we will be in touch with you, sir. And anytime we have got any problems of the any members, we will approach you personally as well as we'll call you on WhatsApp. Thank you very much, sir. And also
You have to thank Vijay Kumar also.
Madhusudan Kariganu sir also joined and
Vijay Kumar.
and also Vijay
Kumar.
Vijay Kumar sir, the ENT sir, and who has got any problem and he active discussion and a lot of discussion and we came to know many information and also many members who have joined. All of them I must say thank you. Anuradha Parmesh madam and Anugol madam also joined. Veena N madam, Indra madam has joined, and our
Rajendra
government.
Prasad.
Why I has told the government person, Dr. Vishwanath Bhovi, he is my classmate. He is a government doctor in the, who is the government officer, family welfare officer in the Belgaum. He has joined. Thank you very much, Vishwanath Bhovi, sir. And also,
Thank you, Suresh.
thank you. And all the members who have joined, and also all the viewers in the YouTube committee. So thank you very much. And we will meet next month with a different discussion and different speaker. With this is a very sportive moment because many members, actually up to 45-50 members joined, and a lot of discussion. It is one of the wonderful good program. And like this program, will keep continuing in the public health forum. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining. Once again, I must say, we'll meet you in the next month with a different topic and different speaker. Good night, sir. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thanks, Padma Prakash. Thanks.
And one last point, we have to thank the Zoom team, John and others who have conducted a wonderful thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sandeep Aru,
Thank you,
thanks. Padma
Okay.
Prakash Aru, thanks.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.